Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
Hey, Adam. Nothing, just that crazy anticipation of minute 40. Telling myself not to talk during.
We're just trying to build it up. We're trying to build it up. This is an exciting moment, not just for us, but probably for everybody.
Everybody.
We're talk about extrusion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Another session here with Adam Yorston and myself, Jeremy Breihof. So today we have a little special treat for you. But leading up to it, we're going to discuss a few flex options, a few flex things that have happened in the last couple of years too. So a couple of special guests are going to be joining us today. So without further ado, let's get going on this.
All right.
Brian, cue the screen. There we go. Okay, so as we discussed in one of our previous, I don't really want to call it episodes, but sessions here, is the commercial flex tensioning system. So we're not going to get too deep with the actual tensioning systems themselves, but just some particular frames here leading up to our special guest here. So,
well, Jeremy, I think the timing is perfect, right? We know that certain materials are being challenged right now. The idea of a flex face for channel letters, logos, big signs, graphics, more. This is a good time for it. These profiles do a great job.
Oh, absolutely. And this is what we refer to as a retro frame. So anything you see with a back leg on it, that flat back leg, that means there's going to be either an existing structure that's still in good shape, just needs a new reface to it, or otherwise it's going to be a custom depth cabinet that needs to reach a certain depth that we can't hit. And really with these, it's just two different options here. It's just, you want a framed or a retainer look, or would you like the bleed option as well? So like I was mentioning too, is this cabinet here had to be, I don't know, it's just 42 inches. All right. So we couldn't reach that with any of our systems. So we just went ahead and retrofitted, actually did the kerf cutting for them on this. So they're still able to accomplish the custom fabrication as well as incorporating SignComp retro frames into it as well.
Right, you get the aesthetic you're looking for, but not having to worry about what you're doing in the middle there. You're building a big steel cage and you're retrofitting this.
Right, absolutely. And so this one might be a little bit more derived towards, actually this whole little session that we have here is going to be probably a little bit more towards the custom cutting, kerf cutting, but we're not diving into really too many specifics here. But outside of just doing a retrofit or just trying to use our retro frame and then creating your own custom shape, we have other options in our other lines here that can actually give you variance in depth. Okay, so we can actually still be the body as well as the retro frame itself. So I didn't want to flood this with all sorts of variance in depths here, but you can go single-sided or double-sided. If we're already kerf cutting the retro frame, why not let us cut the body as well?
Right, quite a variety. But this is really, this product you just pulled up here, this has been incredibly popular. It's idealistic for LED depth. You're only taking care of painting the cover. It's got great kerf cut capabilities, but it's a body and retainer in one.
Absolutely. And it's not hinging open, so you don't need the frame support tubes, but it's still a single-sided cabinet. So you're still going to need the backer supports in there. But Adam had touched on it, is at 6-inch depth. It's a very good option for LEDs. And you can see some of the features with it too, that extended leg. Okay, that's going to allow no perimeter shadow issues. And then we've even flattened out the tip here. So that way, when it does get notched or kerf cut, it's going to remain, have enough meat for you to create that shape. Hi, Kara. Good to see you. But without further ado, we have a special guest we wanted to bring in.
This guest here has done an incredible job with this profile.
Absolutely. Yep. So we wanted to bring him in and just have a few discussions on a couple of projects that he's had in the last couple of years using the SignComp tension frame.
Yeah. Corey Kennedy, the COO of Nova Sign Group. Corey, how you doing?
Good. Great to see you guys. Thanks.
I hope the family's healthy and safe and everything's working along.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jeremy and I were talking, and we were going to talk about 2233, and both of us were like, how could we talk about 2233 without reaching out to Corey? You guys have done incredible work with this product.
The resident experts of 2233. I got a 2233 tattoo on my bicep.
It matches my quirky logo I have on my back. But no, Corey, thanks for joining us. What I've done is I actually just put a few photos here of the couple of bigger projects you've done, Rivers Casino for one here. But we have a couple of questions we just wanted to go through. But the process with the SignComp, what was the first step here? Is you just kicked over the drawing to us?
Yeah, so I mean, you guys made it extremely easy from the beginning. We were a little slow to buy into this, but as soon as we kind of saw the capabilities of this thing, we were gung ho with it and saw where we can really use this application right off the bat. So we sent over some conceptual drawings to you guys. You worked with our design team, CAD team, to put together some of our in-house shop drawings, and it was extremely easy to work with.
Right. And what's nice too is you were able to actually send the drawing with the SignComp extrusion already into your drawing rather than starting from ground zero, which still isn't bad at all, because we definitely encourage you just to send it right over, and just kind of say, hey, what can you do for us?
Yeah, exactly. It was, I mean, we did know a little bit ahead of time that this was going to be a great fit for us. So our drafting team is very familiar with the SignComp product line. So it was easy for us to initially just put this right in there and get going.
Well,
right.
What I think is great about that Rivers job, I don't know, Brian, if we can pull back up that Rivers Casino job. This is a really unique one for you to be jumping into and saying that yellow logo is going to be Flex.
Yeah.
I think the majority of the world thinks, all right, that's got to be painted aluminum, or that's going to be some sort of acrylic. What made you think that logo was going to be Flex? Is it just experience, or you think it's easy to make those curves?
You know what? The curves made a lot more sense for us. We looked at this and said, we could have done this as a fabricated piece, but we're going to struggle with a lot of things in the middle there with like seams and the illumination that the client was really looking for. I just wouldn't have been capable with some of the traditional methods. So we saw this. We talked to you guys right off the bat, and 2233 made the most sense for us.
You thought, man, I'm sick of Adam bugging me so much. We'll just give it a shot here with this one.
Well, and you got to get an ROI on that tattoo.
Yeah,
So,
that's.
I mean, there's some other cool ones you brought up. I don't know. We've got another picture of one you guys have recently done, but really for you guys, scale and size has not been a problem. I mean, I think you've done channel letters and shields 25 feet and bigger. Yeah,
we've done a number of them. We have a set of letters on our fabrication floor right now that's 12 feet that we're doing with 2233. What's that, about 20 letters of that? And it just snaps together. Our fabrication guys love working with it.
I'm going to write down a note to send you a thank you card.
Thanks.
And just to fill everybody in, what had happened is, you sent over, I didn't put all your entire drawings on here, but the Rivers Casino drawing was sent over. You actually incorporated which frame you wanted to go with. And from there, we just kind of gave you a quote, we did give you a quote on us kerf cutting and give you the complete kit. And so this was the drawing that was sent back to you in order to approve before we went into production with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then even at that too, as you can see those dark areas, I don't need to explain this to Corey, this is for everybody else out there watching, is that those darker areas are 1/2 inch notched on center. Okay. And then everything outside of that, we've got some that are 3 inches on center, and you can see how we label that. So that's just kind of that added value that we bring to the table, because not everything needed to be curve cut so close on center. So we were able to extract that drawing and really dive in and give them what Nova needed. And so actually I love seeing these. It's one thing to see it on paper, but to see the actual fab going on in the shop.
Well, and it shows really how tight you can make that swoosh to get that logo there at the tip and around the shape. That's really nice.
Absolutely.
All right, we got a couple others. Let's see what else we got, Corey.
Yep.
Oh, Corey, this one I think, and you can tell everybody out there, but I think you had to utilize a helicopter to drop this one.
Yeah. You know what, though? I got to say, we had to utilize a helicopter, but without 2233, we wouldn't be able to do the helicopter. I will say, because the helicopter has a limitation of how much it can pick in one shot. If we built these the traditional way, they probably would have been too heavy. So,
you see, Jeremy, we need to add that to a literature. Helicopter safe. I mean, can you go back to that picture real quick, Brian?
Yeah.
On the Jefferson there. Corey, how big is that logo on the side of the wall? Do you remember? That's a huge flex face.
That's about 24 by 22. That sign.
That's a big one. You can see in comparison to the J and the Fs. I mean, they're right up there as well in size.
They're not too small themselves. I think that J is about 15 feet, 16 feet tall. So gives you a little perspective.
That's pretty well. Now on this next slide, Corey, I do have a question for you. Is when this came across originally, you had the 2107, the retro frame spec'd into an 8-inch. What made you shift gears on the 6-inch? Is it because of how the last project went, or how were you able to shift the depth?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely once we saw kind of how this went together, and we actually built I guess it's a fifth scale model of the logo, the Shield logo, for the client to review. We did that with 2233. We saw how that kind of went together. The client loved the way the profile looked on the side there, and the designers, who really are the decision makers on this, love the way that profile looked clean on the side, and it was just a very monolithic appearance that they bought right into it. And we really liked it also just because of ease of fabrication and ease of use for us.
That's great. That's great. Something with that too is, we just went over this on the last slide, but did you get the backer file from us?
I believe so. Yeah, we usually it's a bit of a collaboration, which is great with SignComp. It's a back and forth with our router, the guys that set up our router files here in house, and SignComp, so that we make sure that we're cutting once, that it fits to what we're expecting when it comes landing here.
Awesome. No, the fabrication looks great. I love these pictures. I love being able to see it coming together, and this kind of brings it to scale on how large these actually were. And that shot on the right hand side is pretty neat, where it's got the helicopter actually in the background.
Yeah. You can see some of that steel we built on there. That was just to help lift it up in place there. They came off after the fact.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and what we're talking about is 2 of maybe a dozen plus that you've done with this style, and really that's why we wanted to have you on here, because you're recognizing the potential of this profile and what you can do with it.
Yeah. When clients love it, designers love it, fabricators, our guys love working with it. Even the install guys like working with it.
That's awesome. So yeah. any other we appreciate just bothering you in the middle of the day and having you hop on with us, but we just figured it sounds better from somebody who uses it, does it, and people know that Jeremy and I are paid to say it's good. But
yeah, you guys, I usually pay you guys. I've got paid advertisement back, but I'll send you an invoice.
We appreciate it. Hey,
it's good seeing you, Corey. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking about those 2 jobs. They're really unique. You guys, we're big fans of what Nova does, and we appreciate you incorporating SignComp.
All right. Yeah, excellent. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining. See you, Corey.
See ya.
So, Jeremy, I was thinking that was pretty good, right? We bring in Corey. Corey's a big SignComp fan. His projects are incredible.
That was great.
I've got another big SignComp fan. Do you mind if we bring him in?
No, go ahead.
I figured why not? Bring in senior. I think he's a senior of creativity estimating at SEMA Network, Jack Protesta.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Jack,
how we do?
Wow. I thought going into this I would have the most impressive beard, but I was wrong.
No, you actually have more coverage. I'm just combing mine down from the hair.
Well, I was really wearing a hat up till this point to cover most of this going on, but
I don't know if that's Adam or Jack talking.
It's a little groomed.
So, Jack, how are things over at SEMA?
Good. We have some good programs going on. We're busy. We're fortunate that we have some work going through when things are a little slow for some people. We're very fortunate right now.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yep.
So
Jack, we actually just got off. We were going through a couple pictures of a SignComp Flex Face. We were talking to another great buddy of ours that did a lot of projects with 2233. You've been a SignComp advocate for years, which we super appreciate. You're an estimator, and among other creative things over there at SEMA, I kind of wanted to pick your brain. Really, what's your go-to in the SignComp lineup?
My go-to personally is the standards, the 12-inch standard. For most applications, that'll do what you need. As far as SEMA specifically is concerned, we really like the wide body dual cover because it works for almost any situation. You can stock that, and if a sign comes up, you can use it for flex face, you can use it for rigid, and it's fantastic as something to keep around. It hinges, it's very good. But personally, I like the standards a lot because they're simple, they go together fast, and they work for a lot of applications.
Nice.
I don't know why, Jeremy, but we got a good question. All right, cool.
Oh.
Jack, what is the determining factor for you when deciding flex or rigid?
I would say there are two things to decide that. Mainly it's size. I think in most cases, if it's bigger, you go to flex face. The other thing is if the customer wants bleed lighting, then you almost have to go to a flex face. So it's really mostly size. After it gets bigger than a certain size, you'll move to a flex face. Other than that, it's if they want bleed, you can go smaller if you want lighting to the perimeter. But that's typically our two qualifying factors to it.
Excellent.
Now, given everything that's going on with sheet and rigid material, acrylic, so on, do you find yourself probably leaning a little bit more towards flex coming up in the near future?
I could see that as a possibility if we needed it. So far we've been fortunate that we haven't come into a shortage, but that's definitely something to keep in mind, that if something comes up and it needs to be done fast, sure, flex face looks every bit as nice as a solid face if it comes down to it.
Right. Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Do you find it handy online being able to pull our profiles to incorporate into your drawings?
Oh my God, yes, we use that a lot. It's very good for our designers, and on top of that, having the actual samples in our facility is huge. Having the sample board set up, we're putting together parts that may not have been thought of before. We have them tangible. We create right in front of that board, and it is a great tool. Having the profiles available and tangible pieces makes it easy to choose SignComp most of the time.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
well, he said most of the time, so let's just can we edit that out? Yeah, you guys do have the most impressive router board display.
I love that.
You got the halo lighting, the RGB going on. You've got all your profiles actually in the board. Nobody stole them and took them to their desk. You actually put them back. We appreciate that. Jack, Jack, I got two at home with me right now, but.
Yeah. So what they're talking about is Jack has a router board where it's every single one of the SignComp profiles all on a 3-inch piece in a routed board. So rather than trying to see a PDF file and make sense of what they're looking at, Jack just goes out there and grabs and sees what goes together and what depths, what size pull. But yeah, like Adam said, he's got one of the most impressive ones. I love bragging about being able to customize those kind of boards. It's really cool to see.
Oh, we had a lot of fun with that, and you guys were a lot of help providing the files. We rearranged it a little bit, put some lighting back there, but it's both function and form. It looks great, and it's very useful too. When the foreman comes in, the designers are there. We can touch it. We can make sure it'll work. It's great tool.
That's awesome. Appreciate that.
We got Bill Yorston, who you know, Jack. Bill wants to let you know you guys did a great job on your social distancing solutions. SEMA Network had a webinar earlier today about social distancing solutions. They gave out, Jack, I don't know who was it at SEMA that gave the presentation?
That was Brad and Stephanie. I forget who all was on it, honestly. I was on another call when they were having it. So
we're not live or anything. We won't tell them.
Can we edit that?
But no, well, so yeah, thank you for that. And Jack, we want to just thank you because I think you bringing up the idea of even adopting those profiles into your software for your estimators is a great solution. And your comment about the design board is awesome. And we now know that you're a traditional guy. You love the 1-part, 2-part. You're a good.
It's a fantastic go-to for anything you need. It's SignComp in general is almost always has a solution for what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Jack.
Yeah. And thanks for hopping on with about 15 minutes notice.
Well, I would have done something a little better if I had more time. But it's all good.
Perfect.
Hey, Jack, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for your time. And thank you most of all for your support to SignComp.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Take care. All right. So thank you to Jack, Corey, everybody stepping on, hopping on, contributing to the comment section as well. So if you need anything from SignComp, there should be the email and the phone number below. So don't hesitate to send over drawings right there. Doesn't necessarily need to be a curve cut solution. It could be any kind of drawing, pylon, monument, anything you need, we can try to find a solution for. So
it could even be Jack's favorite. It could be
What's that?
It could even be Jack's favorite, a standard 12-inch.
The standard 12-inch.
And also if you're out there, look, Corey, Kennedy, and Nova, they do some great work. Jack over at SEMA, they do great work. If you know Jeremy or I, or you use SignComp, please let us know or comment. We'd love to just talk to you and have you come on and talk about the solutions, because really we do talk about this all day long, but it's really the solutions that you guys create or think SignComp fits in that allows us to continue to innovate our profiles and service the industry.
Absolutely. So thanks again. Stay healthy and have a great rest of your week and weekend.
All right, guys. Jeremy, I'll see you later.
See you, Adam.